Are you a lifelong fan of General Hospital?
Are you a new fan who wants to know more about the history of the show?
Do you enjoy talking about the show with others?
Do you find yourself yelling at the TV?
Is your self-care an hour a day in Port Charles?
If so, we invite you to join hosts
Amanda Kimmel
and Shannon Coach at the place where all the hidden conversations take place and secrets are revealed.
Meet us at Pier 54,
a General Hospital fan podcast. Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Welcome to the Port Charles 411. It is finally happening. You've all asked for it. You've all heard about it. My husband, JD, is going to tell us the story of Faison. Cesar Faison.
Now, let's introduce Cesar properly here. Okay. There's a proper way to do this. Okay, so let me set the scene.
Okay.
You see a door. Said door gets opened up. Anna starts looking at a person that has vampire cop doctor at gunpoint. It is Cesar Faison. She looks at him. Cesar looking back at his beady, evil eyes. And he so eloquently says, "Hello, Anna." Camera pans back to Anna. Of course, the General Hospital or soap opera stare where they stare at each other for 25 minutes. And they don't know what to do. And then the music, dramatic effect. And then it goes into da-da-da-da, and I don't know the rest of the song. And then it comes back. I was trying to set the scene of the hello, Anna. That's all I got for right now.
Well, that hasn't come up yet, though, because we're starting when he first started in 1990.
Yeah, I know.
And Vampire Cop Doctor wasn't until, and for those who don't know, Vampire Cop Doctor is, JD, do you actually know his name?
Finn.
But I don't think
I don't know his real. I don't know his
I,
real name. Every time I would watch GH, he was a vampire, and then he was a cop, and then next thing I know, he's a doctor, and then he's gone.
He was a doctor twice. Was he Silas though the last time that Faison was on, or was he Finn? It's Michael Easton for anyone who's scratching their head.
All I know, the last time I really saw him, he was sitting on a stairs with a gun pointed at him by Cesar Faison. And I don't like how that name was said in the earlier episodes. I don't like it. It's Cesar Faison. Yeah, that's my decree.
Okay.
I just made it law.
All right, so we are getting started with the years. So we're going to break this up into, I think it's going to be 4 sections. It's 1990 to 1992 was his first run. His second run was 99 to 2000 or 2001. And then I think there was either 1 or 2 more times. It depends on how long, because the 2015, like the 14-15, however long he was on for that, kind of really depends on how long everything actually is. So Amanda, you want to talk about anything before JD gets started?
I appreciate that JD explained when he fell in love with Faison, and now we're going to start when Faison started. That's good to know.
It's not, I didn't fall in love with Cesar. It's a bromance. Get it right.
I was going to say, I think you have a little bit of a man crush going on there, JD, but that's okay.
It absolutely is.
It's a bromance. Yeah.
I think it's only a bromance if it goes both ways, though.
That's what I was going to say.
He would fall in love with you also? Yes, I do. I think
he would immediately love me if he met me.
Of course he would. But since he has not had the pleasure of meeting you yet, I think it really is just...
I will decide, and I will decide when that happens.
Okay.
So you think, okay, sure. He is just sitting there waiting for your call. Anders Hove is like, you know what?
He is. He is.
He just doesn't know it yet.
Just like on my old podcast, those wrestlers would just wait for me to call. Okay. Yeah.
All right. So how we did it was I did do the write-up, but I didn't really read the write-up as I was doing it. A little heartbreaking. Curly Q Girl's gone.
That is very sad. She was an tremendous help.
Yes. Thankfully I started on this in December, and then as happens around the holidays, I set it aside, and then when I came back to it, you know how like you get in the workflow and then you walk away from it and then you go back to it and you're like, I have no idea what I was just doing.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, so that's what happened. Thankfully, I still had a bunch of the notes that I had, but for me to get some clarification is how I found out that she was not around anymore. Maybe she just needs to pay her URL fee. I don't know. That could have happened.
Okay.
But as at this time, that is who we used as a resource. I do believe that is it because Soap Central does not go back until 96 or 97 for their recap. So exclusively her, a little bit of General Hospital fandom just to see if there was anything possibly missing during that time, but I don't think there was. So yeah, we are pretty much exclusively using that. Get us started, JD.
Okay. So Here's what I'm going to be reading about Cesar Faison. In 1990, a man publicly known as PK. Well, wait a minute. Am I allowed to give my theory on current Cesar?
Sure.
Or do I have to wait? I just thought of that.
Just
You do it however you want.
Well, okay. Perhaps we should say the reason that we're even doing this is, first of all, you've been in love with him for a long time, and we've joked that, well, if he ever comes back, JD can just tell us the story. Well, he's been mentioned a heck of a lot that we think.
And you saw the back of his head, supposedly. Okay, so here's the theory. Here's the new theory. Tell me if I'm wrong, but didn't Faison do a lot of wearing masks?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, so what if this is someone else wearing a Cesar mask, trying to allude that it's him and that he's back from the dead?
Possible, sure.
It's totally possible.
You guys thought of that already, didn't you?
Do you have any guesses on who that would be?
No, I don't. I have no idea.
Okay.
I know Cesar, vampire cop doctor, Anna, and Valentine.
Mm-hmm.
I keep wanting to say Valentine, and that's it.
I do that too. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Other than that, I really don't know who anyone else is, because Shannon will go, I'll be like, what happened? She'll go, so-and-so and so-and-so did this. And I'll go, who is that? That person was with this person. Who is that?
Right.
And that's true. You've heard me do that. Yeah. Okay. I guess it's time for me to start reading now.
Yes, sir.
Okay. In 1990, a man publicly known as P.K. Sinclair is living in Paris. He is an acclaimed adventure novelist whose books, The Alpine Express and The Crystalline Conspiracy, draw heavily on themes of espionage, hidden identities, and power operating out of sight. Sinclair moves comfortably among the wealthy collectors, diplomats, and intelligent adjacent circles, presenting himself as a writer who observes danger rather than participates in it. Sinclair is Cesar Faison. Long before this point, he worked inside the covert intelligence world and employed Anna Devane. Wait a minute, that's the cop.
That's Anna, yeah.
That's Anna, yeah, that's right. During this time
she
with
is
the
like
DVX.
Central to this entire thing. There's a whole reason why he
I had a brain lapse there for a second. Come on.
Okay.
His methods favor distance and indirection, and he operates through intermediaries rather than confrontation. By the time Sinclair is active in Paris, he is already positioned near the World Security Bureau through his discreet dealings with Sean Donnelly, maintaining access to information and influence without appearing on official records. In Port Charles, Anna Devane's marriage to Robert Scorpio is under pressure. Is that Scorpio is the Australian dude?
Yep.
Robert, that's who you're talking about right now.
Okay, that's who I thought. Their work frequently keeps them apart, and when they are together, conversations are shaped by what cannot be said. Robert is still deeply tied to WSB operations, while Anna increasingly weighed down by personal loss and unresolved history. Decisions are made quickly, explanations are postponed, and both of them begin acting independently rather than as a unit. The strain deepens help me with this name, is that Paget?
Yeah, Paget.
Well, I want to pronounce them properly. Yeah.
I know, Paget.
The strain deepens with Paget Smith when Paget Smith is arrested and claims to be Duke Lavery. Anna is drawn to him immediately, not only because his resemblance to Duke, but because he knows things only Duke would know. Robert remains skeptical and insists on verification, but Anna begins visiting Paget without Robert present. She searches Paget's apartment alone and finds a photograph of herself with Robin, which both alarms her and convinces her something larger is at work. Robert, meanwhile, questions Paget aggressively and orders background checks that contradicted Paget's story. When Anna defeats Paget, how many times can I say Paget here in a sentence? Robert hears it as misplaced trust clouding her judgment. When Robert insists on moving Paget to the federal custody, Anna sees it as another man taking control of her choices. They stop sharing full information, each acting on separate conclusions drawn from the same events. The tension worsens after Olivia Jerome is shot and dies in the courtroom. Her final words point Anna back towards Duke, reinforcing Anna's belief that Paget is telling the truth. Anna kisses Paget after learning Oliver has died, a moment Robert walks in on later. The sight confirms what Robert has been struggling to accept. Anna's heart is still with Duke. As Anna pushes for Paget's protection, Robert focuses on securing evidence and containing fallout. They argue over logistics, safe houses, prison transfers, timing, but the arguments are really about trust. Anna believes Robert is unwilling to see the truth because of jealousy and fear. Robert believes Anna is willing to overlook facts because she cannot bear another loss. When Duke is finally smuggled out of prison and fatally wounded during a confrontation with Jillian Jerome, the final rupture occurs. Duke dies in Anna's arms before Robert arrives. Anna is consumed by grief, and Robert is left standing outside the moment that matters most. Their connection shifts permanently. They remain bound by history and loyalty, but the intimacy is gone. Robert's planned wedding to Catherine Bell collapses soon after. Catherine senses Robert's distance and presses him for honesty. When he finally admits Duke was alive and that everything has been a cover, the damage is done. Catherine understands that Robert's emotional life is still tied to Anna and always has been. The wedding is called off, leaving Catherine humiliated and Robert isolated. In the aftermath, Anna begins receiving anonymous packages containing personal items and photographs of herself and her daughter Robin. Anna assumes Julian Jerome is responsible and focuses her attention there, unaware that someone else has access to her past and her private life. While Anna and Robert travel to Scotland to return Duke's body for burial, a storm hits Port Charles. When it clears, a young man named Casey Rogers appears on the Lavery property. He hides in the garage and avoids being seen. When Robin discovers him, she brings him food and listens to his fragmented explanations. Casey eventually tells Robin that he is from the planet called Lumina.
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 Jeez, come on. You act like that's not a planet, you know.
Well, if you would have said like planet Zaxxon or Zapazoid, I would have understood.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Come on. He explains that he is stranded and that his abilities differ from those of humans. Robin sees him perform physical feats that shouldn't be possible, and notices that he learns by scanning information rather than reading it. He struggles with social norms and tries to understand human behavior through observation, including checking out books from the library to fill in what he doesn't know. Robin's crystal reacts strongly in Casey's presence. It glows more brightly and more often, reinforcing her belief that Crystal and Casey are connected. Casey tells her that he needs to reach Spoon Island, where Robin originally found the crystal. He believes the island holds answers about what happened to him. Casey attempts to get there on his own by going to the docks and trying to take a boat. The attempt fails. Robin decides to help him and approaches Larry Ashton, who owns a boat called the Aphrodite. She asks him to take her and Casey to Spoon Island and introduces Casey as her teacher, Mr. Rogers. Ashton agrees, but delays the trip. As Robin moves between home, school, and the docks, she draws attention. Faison assistant, Jacques, observes her arms and where she lives. Observes her and learns where she lives. At the same time, Faison visits Wyndemere and arranges for security and surveillance around Spoon Island, limiting access and tracking movement in the area. Robin hides Casey at home, even dressing him in Robert's clothes at one point so he can move around unnoticed. She keeps his presence secret, convinced that adults would interfere or dismiss what she knows to be real. When Anna returns from Scotland, she reads an article by P.K. Sinclair and experiences immediate recognition. Memories surface from her DVX years, assignments, methods, and a man who operated without revealing himself fully. As she investigates further, she learns that inquiries are being made into Robin's family and that attention has narrowed specifically to her daughter. Faison confirms that Robin is Anna's child, and his interest in the crystal, Spoon Island, and Casey converges there. Anna begins to understand that the world she once believed she left behind has followed her home, and that the distance she tried to place between her past and her family no longer exists. Anna finally comes face to face with Desiree, and the meeting immediately unsettles her. Desiree is polished, confident, and evasive, offering nothing directly but revealing plenty through what she avoids. Around the same time, Anna finds Robin, who has been moving independently and hiding more than Anna realizes. Robin's attention remains fixed on Casey and the crystal, and she tries to leave the crystal behind for him, believing it belongs with him rather than herself. Before Robin can do so, Desiree picks up the crystal. The moment is brief but alarming. Desiree handles it casually, as if it were just another object, and Anna reacts quickly, taking it back without explanation. The encounter leaves Anna shaken. She has reached a limit of patience with Robin's insistence that the crystal is something more than a strange keepsake. Later on the docks, Anna throws the crystal into the trash, determined to end what she sees as a dangerous fixation. That same day, Duke's club is heavily damaged when a water main breaks and floods the building. The loss adds to the sense that everything connected to the past is deteriorating at once. Robert suggests that he and Catherine take time away together and attempt to move forward and create something stable after months of upheaval. Anna is overwhelmed and frustrated, grounds Robin for her continued secrecy and defiance. Robin, furious and frightened, sends Casey to retrieve the crystal from the docks. A homeless woman named Sadie finds it first, pulling it from the trash and assuming it might be worth money. Casey begins searching desperately, growing weaker the longer he is separated from it. When Robert and Catherine say goodbye to Robin before leaving town, Robert notices clothes missing from his closet, one jacket pocket containing his badge. The realization leaves him uneasy. Robin refuses to let the matter drop. She cons Rowdy into helping search for the crystal, and Rowdy eventually learns that Sadie has it, though he fails to get it back from her. Meanwhile, Casey's condition worsens. When the alarm at the Lavery House goes off yet again, Robin and Olin call the alarm company and specifically request Casey Rogers. The response, hello, yes.
Is it Alan?
It's my notes have Olin. I might be reading it incorrectly. Olin. What did I say? Olin.
Yeah.
Robin and, say it again. Olin.
Olin.
Robin and Olin call the alarm company and specifically request Casey Rogers. Their response raises immediate red flags. The company reports they have never heard of anyone by that name. Anna questions Robin directly about Casey, but Robin refuses to explain. When Tony Jones spots Casey at Kelly's, Casey panics and flees. Anna turns to Sean Donnelly, describing Robin's increasingly rebellious behavior without revealing the full truth. Frisco also tries to reach Robin, but she remains focused on finding Casey and the crystal. Robin tracks Casey to the docks. When he tells her he believes the crystal is at Kelly's, before she can reach it, the crystal is packed into a cooler and transported to General Hospital. Around the same time, Sean informs Desiree that he will not be selling the Wellington collection to her, cutting off one avenue she has been pursuing. Casey makes another attempt to reach Spoon Island, this time succeeding and getting inside Wyndemere. Desiree finds him collapsed in the foyer, severely ill. Rather than help him, security removes him and dumps him back on the docks. Robin, grounded and unable to go herself, sends Rowdy to check on him. Rowdy finds Casey hiding in the catacombs. Anna begins to soften slightly, admitting to herself that she may have been too hard on Robin. Casey, growing desperate, tries to trade Robert's badge to a fisherman in exchange for passage to Spoon Island. The fisherman calls the police, and Casey barely escapes. Word of the break-in at Wyndemere reaches Faison, who reacts angrily and turns his frustration on Desiree. Robin sneaks out despite being grounded and finds Casey on the docks. Rowdy, alarmed by Casey's condition, calls Anna for help. Around the same time, Faison appears at Sean's penthouse and threatens him directly, making it clear that Sean's independence has limits. Anna finally finds Robin and Casey together in the catacombs. Casey is in serious condition and is admitted to General Hospital. When Robert and Catherine return from New Orleans, doctors Harrison and Allen examine Casey. They are baffled. Medically, Casey appears to be a 30-year-old man dying of old age. No diagnosis fits. Faison searches for information on Casey and comes up empty. At the hospital, Robin refuses to tell anyone what she knows about Casey. Catherine, trying to reclaim some sense of purpose, tells Frisco and Felicia that she wants to buy Dukes from Terry and reopen it as a showcase for herself and Frisco. Anna and Robert consult Tom Baldwin about Robin's behavior. Robin tells Sean bluntly that only the crystal can save Casey. Robin learns that the crystal is in a G8 lab and tears through it trying to find it. When Anna and Robert catch her, Robert is admitted to the hospital herself. Sean continues playing a double game, needing Faison while keeping his own position intact. An orderly casually gives the crystal to Amy as a gift, unaware of its significance. Testing continues on Casey with no answers. Casey tells Robin he could still feel the crystal nearby. Robin finally tells Anna the full truth about Casey, Lumina, and the crystal. When Robin learns Amy has it, she retrieves it and brings it to Casey. As she does, the crystal activates, filling the room with light just as Anna and Frisco enter. Anna and Frisco initially suspect Casey is running a scam, but Casey begins explaining Lumina, the crystals, and why he cannot survive without them. Rather than alert the hospital staff, Anna and Frisco decide to remove Casey from GH themselves, believing exposure would only make things worse. Frisco helps Casey escape. Felicia shares her own suspicion about Casey and Robert, who begins investigating Wyndemere more closely and warns Desiree about the dog's insecurity. When Alan reports Casey's missing, Anna keeps Robert in the dark. Robert responds by placing a guard outside Anna's door. Anna is forced to explain everything to Olin. Frisco helps hide Casey when Sean arrives unexpectedly. Casey explains to Anna that the crystal can be dangerous if controlled by the wrong people. Sean visits Faison, acknowledging that he knows Sinclair's true identity. Frisco attempts to infiltrate Spoon Island, but is chased off by the security dogs. Sean offers Faison information in exchange for the Wellington collection. Robert confronts Anna about her actions the day Casey disappeared from the hospital. She lies to him. Robert reacts strongly to the argument, and Anna and Robert make an effort to smooth things over for her sake. Anna and Robert maneuver Felicia out of the house so Casey can safely come out of hiding. Sean becomes curious about Faison's interest in the porcelain dog from the Wellington collection. Robert learns Catherine has bought Dukes and tours the renovations with her. Frisco reports that when he sees that he was seen on Spoon Island. Faison continues writing while Anna asks Sean to confirm whether Faison is truly dead. Sean offers to investigate and advises Anna to stay away from Spoon Island. They agree not to involve Robert. The pressure builds. Anna buys a copy of the Alpine Express. Robert hits dead ends in his investigation of Desiree and grows increasingly certain Anna is hiding something. Sean later tells Anna that Faison is dead. Around the same time, the porcelain dog is authenticated. Anna arms herself and goes to Spoon Island. Faison sees her arrival on the surveillance cameras. Inside, Anna finds the Alpine Express on the desk and confronts him about writing the book that mirrors her past as an agent. Robert, suspicious, leaves a reception early and realizes Anna has gone to the island.
Did you watch any of this?
I did.
Is this in the stuff that you watched?
It is.
Because you don't seem super surprised about this whole alien thing.
No, I've seen that, and I was even wondering why, like, Faison has a big compound somewhere. You know, that he has the security and the guards and the dogs. Yeah, where was I? Sean surprises Robert and Frisco by producing the porcelain dog from the Wellington collection, a small object that immediately feels too carefully handled to be ordinary. Around the same time, Faison pushes Desiree to keep a low profile around the Port Charles Hotel, keeping her close but out of sight. Anna and Casey set out for Spoon Island by raft. Casey is visibly weakening, and Anna can feel time narrowing. Once they reach the island, they don't have to take advantage of hiding for long. Faison's security system catches them almost immediately. Catherine throws herself into work on the Desiree renovation, filling her days while Robert keeps slipping back into the same old orbit of secrets and danger. On Spoon Island, Casey warns Anna again that the crystal is not a harmless curiosity. If Faison tries to force its power, Casey says it could annihilate the Earth. You see, hold on. Anna pushes forward anyway because Casey's condition is deteriorating and she has no other path. You know why this never actually, I went, what, or wow, or you're kidding me? There's now a secret crystal that can destroy the Earth because you got to suspend reality on this show? Considering when you all told me people have been killed and brought back to life so many times, hey, we're going to make this person 15 years older, but everyone else is going to be the same age, you know?
Yeah.
This is the only alien that we know of, though. So that's why we were shocked.
I'm not surprised because with these, I mean, if you want to look at the same as pro wrestling, where it's both a soap opera, you had a guy that would summon evil demons from the netherworld and put them in a lightning bolt and strike people.
Okay.
You know, so you kind of got to suspend disbelief there for a while, and you know it's a TV show. Not to like put anything down. It's just that, you know, I don't know.
Yeah, but we still say, what the heck is that?
Well, no, I was still thinking that. Like, what? Like, when I was watching all this, I literally sat back, and it's just like the alien thing. I went, aliens now?
Yep.
Okay, where's now? Okay, why don't they do aliens now? You know, instead of 30 years ago. Hey, let's bring zombies in or something, you know, or aliens, little green men, Martians.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
heck, why don't we have Faison come back to life and he can fly? Just by flapping his arms or something. Why don't you make someone, I mean, if you can have someone be a vampire, why don't that make someone fly like Superman on GH? You know, we got aliens and secret crystals that are going to annihilate the whole universe.
Okay, but here's the thing. The vampires were technically on Port Charles.
It's still in Port Charles.
No, it was on the show Port Charles.
Where's General Hospital?
It was a different show, though.
But where's General Hospital?
But it doesn't matter. This is where we suspend belief.
Amanda, where's General Hospital at? Where's it located?
It is located in Port Charles.
Thank you. Thank you. So whether you're on General Hospital or you're on the show Port Charles or you're on General Hospital, which is located in Port Charles, it's still the same universe.
But they don't
They don't cross over.
They don't, because there was also a nighttime spinoff that was called Night Shift, and stuff would happen at night, like, you know, overnight in the ER, and then it would never be brought up the next day. Like Dr. or Mr. Jones that almost died, they're not going and checking on him the next day. It's like that never happened. So,
why did they do that?
I don't know, but yeah,
it was too much already.
It was 3 separate shows. So, but your wrestling clarifies. I just asked Shannon, like, what is your husband watching that he's not shocked by an alien? There must be some crazy stuff. So you're wrestling with lightning bolts. That makes sense. Now I understand.
I mean, okay.
Why it's not so shocking to you?
You have the Undertaker who has bat wings on, who gets lowered down from the rafters, and then when he gets down, he puts his head up, and then you have fire come behind him. And then all of a sudden you see the druids come out of nowhere who are supposed to be the evil spirits, and he puts his hands up again and he catches them all on fire with a bolt of lightning. I mean,
you're right. That is crazier than aliens. I understand now.
They're
Thank
both
you for
TV shows.
For us.
And then again, I don't know if I'm repeating myself, but going back to here about how, you know, when there was aliens and all that, you know, I was more of going, well, of course there's going to be aliens. You know, what was it? If the first was I like, wow, yeah, like, okay, aliens. What? Well, of course there's going to be aliens.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Now I got lost again. Casey warns that the crystal is harmless. Okay. Frisco runs into roadblocks while trying to get a warrant to search Wyndemere, and Robert attempts to dig up the usable information on Lars Hansen. Sorry, my thing just my screen just flickered. Sorry. Lars Hansen to go nowhere. On the island, Faison turns the knife in a different way. He shows Anna that latest cover for his book and presents it like a trophy. Proof that he's been writing their history and something he controls. Then he makes his threat plain. Whether Casey lives or dies will depend on what Anna chooses to do next. At the same time, Frisco catches sight of Sean with Desiree, confirming that Sean's involvement is deeper than he admits. Robert starts reading the Alpine Express, and the book details hit too close to home. It doesn't read like research. It reads like memory, like someone's documenting Anna's past with precision. Faison assembles the crystal. The moment it activates, it overwhelms the room. Light, power, force, enough to knock both Faison and Anna unconscious. Casey, elsewhere on the island, reacts like someone feeling a shock through his whole body. Then Port Charles goes dark. The power failure hits the whole town at once, and panic spreads fast, with people joking and fearing at the same time about an alien invasion. On Spoon Island, Casey finds Anna and Faison unconscious near the crystal. He cradles Anna, shaken, and she wakes with when his tears fall onto her face. As soon as Anna is conscious, the danger returns. Faison reaches for the crystal pieces again. Casey warns him not to rejoin them. Faison, desperate and consumed by what he has felt, begs Casey to tell him how to use the power. Casey restores the power to Port Charles. Robin, feeling the sudden change, believes it may mean Casey has gone home. Anna, still on the island, makes her position clear to Faison. She is going to help Casey, and she will do what she has to do to get him there. A deal begins to take shape. Robert arrives at Wyndemere and confronts the truth head on. He pulls a gun out on the very much alive Cesar Faison. Robert refuses to let Anna bargain alone. Anna explains her plan, while Robert focus shifts to Sean. How much Sean knew and how long he's been playing both sides. Sean, meanwhile, warns Desiree not to confuse convenience with loyalty, making it clear that Faison does not care in the way she wants him to. Robert meets Casey and witnesses the crystal power for himself. The threat stops being theoretical. Robert makes his own deal with Faison, trying to control the outcome rather than to be cornered by it.
Can I tell you one thing that I think we didn't tell you?
What?
Sean, Robert, and Anna are supposed to be like super close. Like Sean is Robin's godfather, their daughter's godfather, right? He was, yeah.
Yep.
So like that's how close they are. That's why this is such a big deal that Sean has
He's playing
done
both
this
sides
to them.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. When Frisco searches Sean's penthouse, he discovers a concealed room and finds evidence of Sean's communication with Faison. Faison, on his end, cracks open Sean's fake porcelain dog and finds nothing. Robert discovers Sean has planted a bug, and the sense of being watched becomes literal. Faison realizes he's been duped and orders Jacques to get the real porcelain dog from Sean. When Robert tries to conceal the bug, Faison finds it and destroys it. Anna stays close to Faison on Spoon Island, using proximity as her only leverage, while Casey tries to engineer a way to pull Frisco into the plan. Jacques attempts to eliminate Desiree as a loose end, but Desiree escapes. Frisco receives Robert's message: get the dog to Wyndemere. At the same time, Robert finds the photo of Desiree that Sean dropped earlier and leaves Olin's relatives, following instinct and fear back into the mess. Frisco confronts Sean and gets the dog. Then everything detonates at once. Robin arrives at the penthouse. Desiree arrives too, armed and demanding the dog. Sean tries to talk her down, but 2 shots ring out. Both Sean and Frisco are hit, and Sean's injuries are serious. Desiree flees. In the chaos, Robin finds a 4th piece of the crystal. Frisco, wounded, tries to pursue Desiree but collapses back at the brownstone and is rushed to General Hospital. Tiffany is frantic when Sean is brought in, and surgery becomes a race against time. On Spoon Island, Faison is calm in the way that he makes him more frightening. He toasts Casey's imminent return home as if the entire outcome belongs to him. Then Robert's plan begins to unravel when Guy's message hits Robert's walkie-talkie at the wrong moment, exposing movement and intent. Faison realizes Frisco was after the dog and immediately connects it to the crystal. He turns on Anna, accusing her of double-crossing him. Robin arrives on Spoon Island in the middle of the fallout. She brings Casey the 4th and final piece. The crystal is complete. Robin tells Anna and Robert that Sean has been shot. While Sean is in surgery, Faison approaches Robin directly and introduces himself. smoothly, pleasantly, as P.K. Sinclair, choosing the mask that sounds safest while he studies her reaction. Casey says goodbye to Anna, Robert, and Robin, and then he goes home. Sean survives surgery. Robert wants Faison out of town. Anna and Robin return home believing, at least briefly, the worst has passed. But Faison makes it clear he isn't finished in Port Charles. Robert goes into the hospital and cuts Frisco off from the case, trying to contain the damage. Then, Anna sees the evening news and freezes. A news anchor appears on the broadcast, Shep Casey, and he looks so familiar that blood drains from her face. She stares, stunned, and sits down hard, as if her body reacts before her mind can catch up. Robin returns to school and finds that her story has become gossip. Kids whisper about an alien. Robert tries to quiet the chaos with a press conference at General Hospital. Catherine struggles with Robert's priorities and the way his attention keeps sliding back to Anna and danger. Anna meets Shep Casey. He probes, asks questions, presses. Frisco notices that resemblance too. Anna searches and finds an old file in her garage with the name Casey Rogers on it, a discovery that suggests this isn't as simple as Casey's appearing and leaving. Delafield's open to success. Delafield. Wait a minute.
You know what I just realized, Amanda? Olin is the grandmother lady from the Asian Quarter.
Oh, okay.
Because Robin would have been like 12 or 13 right here.
Yeah.
So she was still hanging out with them.
That's
helping.
cute.
Yay.
Who's grandma?
Olin.
You said grandma,
Grandma
old lady.
like she was grandma-like. She wasn't actually.
I was like, did I miss someone here?
No.
Well, back in the 80s, when Robin was kidnapped by someone and taken to the Asian Quarter, that's when she met Olin. And after the whole Asian Quarter incident, it seems that they stayed friends.
Okay. Delafield's open to
ask questions along the way if you need clarification for things.
Delafield's open to success. Robert tries to carve out private time with Catherine, even sharing a quiet dance before the door opens. But Anna interrupts with urgent business. Another reminder that Robert's life with Catherine keeps being crowded out by what's happening around Anna. Catherine's resentments grow sharper as the pattern repeats. Robert questions Jacques and Faison about Desiree's whereabouts. Robert wants Anna and Robin protected until Desiree is found, and he spends the night at the Laveries. Anna and Robert agree their next move against Faison will be something they do together. Sean's roles begin to crack. Robert senses manipulation and dodging. Anna and Robert confront Monica when Sean is moved, demanding to know where she's been taken. Then Faison gets word that Desiree has been found dead in Bangkok. Sean finally admits the deal he made with Faison, the betrayal that set Robert up and helped destroy Robert and Anna's marriage. Sean goes further than confession. He insists Robert and Anna are soulmates, claims they belong together, and names himself as the reason their marriage fell apart. Robert and Anna vow to take Faison down. Hasn't Anna always wanted to take Faison down? Or somebody.
Yes-ish. Because remember, back at the beginning, it says that basically he recruited her to the DVX, so he kind of like trained her first before she went to the WSB.
Right.
He took advantage of a young lady, and then she realized, oh, this is not good.
Remind me what the WSB is again?
World Security Bureau.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And then
It's
the DVX is like the bad side of it. Like WSB is supposed to be for the people, and the DVX is all the corrupt people.
I just didn't remember what it stood for, that's all.
Yeah.
It's like the DVX is like chaos on Get Smart.
Chaos and control.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Maxwell Smart is like Robert Scorpio.
Australian guy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Catherine hears Robert muttering in his sleep. Anna's name, Sarajevo, forever. And it lands like a verdict. Robert deflects, but Catherine can't unhear it. Frisco, angry at being shut out, pushes back until they tell him the truth. Felicia is pregnant, and they want him safe. Frisco understands the logic, but feels the exclusion. After he leaves, Anna recognizes the old pattern returning. Secrets, walls, isolation. Robert goes to Bangkok and tries to prove Desiree's death wasn't suicide, and returns with nothing conclusive. Faison learns Robert went, then decided it's time to apply pressure. He sends Robin a letter, an offer to help her write a book about Casey, turning Robin's grief and curiosity into a new line of contact. Anna confronts Faison about contacting her daughter. Robert tries to get the WSB to move against Faison, but they insist Faison is dead and refuse to act without proof. Robert refuses to reveal his source, which traps him. He knows Faison is alive, but he can't force a system to admit it. Faison presses Anna directly, speaking as if a future between them is possible. Robert learns about the letter to Robin and becomes even more determined. Catherine overhears enough to realize Robert and Anna are moving against the man on the island, and Catherine reaches her limit. She calls off the engagement. Robert tries to explain, but Catherine has heard what she needs to hear, especially when she recalls him saying he'd kill Faison before he'd let them take Anna away again. When Robert tells Anna about the breakup, Anna insists she loves him but isn't in love with him, then pushes him to go back to Catherine and stop talking long enough to make her feel chosen. Faison invites Anna and Robert to Spoon Island for a lavish lunch, and Anna takes a small risk. She pockets his lighter to get fingerprints. The lab report comes back with a punch. The prints don't match Cesar Faison. They match Harry Steinfeld, a long-dead WSB agent. Robert goes to Washington and digs deeper. In Steinfeld's grave, they find his hands have been cut off, and inside the casket is a cigar with the initials Cesar Faison. Or CF. I'm sorry, CF.
Oh,
Did you watch that?
Huh?
Did you watch that?
I saw it, but now I'm letting the audience know. You guys are more than I am.
That's so gross. I have not
watched any of this.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, I got something to tell you.
We don't know a lot of this.
I got something to tell you guys. An audience, listen up. They find Steinfeld's hands cut off in his casket.
Hold it. Okay, so wait a second, Amanda. Didn't they just have this situation though with a WSB agent that it had to do with like right before she was exposed as being a double agent? There was somebody else that they were talking about.
Brennan's secretary.
No, that was Colette. It was the one like when Charlotte was like burning her house down and like back then. Forsyth. Wasn't it Forsyth or something like that?
Maybe. That name sounds familiar, but I would not swear to it.
WSB.
You see, this sounds like something that my friend Faison would do. You know, see, we're on friend status now. I just got to let him know. Okay. But no, I mean, that's why he's such a bad A, bad A double squiggly line. Because who else would go to conceal their identity, go chop someone's hands off? I mean, that's ridiculous. That's like, there's something wrong with you there. I'll tell you that, though.
Especially if you had to dig up the grave to get the hands. Like, that's next level.
Yeah, and he left the cigar case with his ignitions.
It probably just fell out of his pocket as he was leaning over. He's like,
no,
didn't even know.
No, here's how smart he is. He's leaving all the stuff that says CF on there, so they go, no, this is Cesar and here, so he's actually dead. People will think he's dead, not walking around breathing. And this dude that his fingerprints comes back as the Steinberg guy.
Okay.
See, he's smart like that,
Listen, he has some different ways. Yeah, it was a Forsyth. He was dirty.
Okay.
Okay,
and he was found dead. That was
I will say, when I learned this, I was taken back by it a little because I knew Cesar Faison was a cool bad dude, but I didn't know he was going like chopping hands off.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, he wears the mask, he kidnaps, he'll shoot someone here and there, but the usual, yeah, for Cesar,
we all do that every day. It's not a big deal.
He'll kidnap someone who he has his dogs that he'll have a maim someone if they're trying to get him. Okay, but cutting someone's hands off, I mean, that's another level right there.
Yeah.
That's just wrong. But if he was trying to do what I think he was doing was, hey, I'm leaving all this stuff that says my initials on it or whatever in this grave. So it's Cesar that's dead, not walking around. I already said it. Yeah, Yeah. Hopefully the audience didn't get too confused, because it's soon going to be my audience because they're going to want me on here so much that it's going to be demanded that I come back more and more.
Listen, our fans enjoy you and Ryan coming on the show.
Yes.
All right, get back to it.
Okay.
What do you want to say?
I don't know. I had no problem filling in for the show. All right. It's just that I just remember that 1 week of GH, I was so lost when I had to do that show, because I guess not that there's not always something going on, but there was a lot of big things that just happened, and I went into it completely lost. And I remember saying that. Ryan just laughed, and Amanda's like, "Oh, you're not lost." And I was like, "Yes, I was. Yes, I am." I'm like, I don't know why this person's mad at that person this week, or this person's friends with that person this week, because by next week they're all going to be enemies again. But I was lost.
You guys did great.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. So where was I? I was talking about the Faison chopped his hands off.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, of Harry Steinfeld. Yeah. All right.
He books a table.
Fast forward to when Faison books a table at Delafield's for himself and Anna. Robert makes a new plan. Send Anna and Sean and Robin away to keep them safe while he moves in. Anna and Robert leave for the Caribbean. Faison arrives expecting Anna and finds Robert waiting with an arrest warrant. Faison is brought to the PCPD. For those of you at home keeping score, that's Port Charles Police Department. Frisco returns to the case and learns Sinclair is Faison, but proof is still the problem. Scott agrees to help find Faison new housing. Robert allows Faison to keep working on his book in jail, and Faison turns even confinement into performance, even fantasy.
What was that like? What was he doing in jail?
He was being Faison.
What got him arrested?
Being Faison.
Being Faison. Well, you just learned that they found someone with his hands chopped off, okay, and it had his markings all over it. But what did it just say? They're arresting him, but they still can't really prove it.
Right.
It's one of them things to where they know he's Faison, but they even took his fingerprints and it didn't come back as Faison. So you can't do anything. We know it's you, but legally it's not you.
Right.
Okay. So Faison's just being Faison in there, he's being charming. He's wooing everybody, and they're immediately becoming friends with him.
Okay.
Faison's a con man now. Come on. You know what he's trying to do. You know Faison better than I do, and you don't know what he would try to do in jail?
Okay, I just didn't know. It sounded like there was something that happened, so I was wondering what happened.
There wasn't really. It was just Faison being Faison.
Okay.
Faison is brought to the... Oh, wait a minute. I already read that, didn't I? Keep working in jail. Faison... Okay, so Faison is released into a swarm of press who now want to know everything about PK Sinclair. On the 4th of July, Faison hosts at Wyndemere, calm and social, while Robert receives a mysterious call from someone claiming to have information that could finally confirm Faison's identity. The lead vanishes. I'll give you 10 guesses how the lead vanishes.
I don't know.
You're dealing with Faison now.
It just disappeared?
The answer is Faison. Faison does Faison things.
Okay.
Okay, that's the only way I could... The lead vanishes. The file on the informant disappears. In the meanwhile, Faison shifts tactics again. He announces he wants to buy Spoon Island for $5 million, forcing legal and social leverage into the open. Scott edges towards a deal. Lucy overhears enough to become a witness that a verbal agreement exists. Robert begins July still chasing loose ends. He investigates the robbery at body heat, while Lucy, always looking for an angle, meets with Faison and tries to maneuver her way back towards Wyndemere. When Anna and Robin return home, Anna learns Faison has bought Wyndemere. The news lands like a door slamming shut. He isn't drifting through town anymore. He has planted himself in the center of it. Anna and Robert warn Robin not to have any contact with PK Sinclair, and Robert goes straight to Faison with his boundaries. Stay away from Robin. That doesn't stop the gossip. When Anna and Faison appear together at Delafield's, they instantly become the talk of Port Charles. The public sees a glamorous new pairing. Robert sees a threat standing too close. Anna stays controlled on the surface, even as she's measuring every move. Anna's date with Faison continues, and the attention intensifies. A photographer tries to capture proof of them together. Faison snatches the camera and destroys the film. The message is clear. He will decide what the world sees, and he will erase what he doesn't want recorded. Behind the scenes, Robert and Sean circle each other warily and try to rebuild enough trust to work the same problem. Sean claims he has a new plan to get Faison and asks Monica and to invite a figure known as the Snake to Ned and Dawn's wedding reception. Anna and Sean are counting on the man showing up. Faison pushes for access to the same place. He wants to accompany Sean, Anna, and Robin to the wedding reception. As guests arrive, Robin is elsewhere, searching for Decker. He tears through Decker's room and takes a pad and pencil into evidence, still looking for handwriting he can use as leverage. The plane with the shake collapses. A message comes in. He won't attend because he's afraid of Faison. Robert needs another handwriting sample, and Frisco wants his badge back so he can pursue Decker directly. At the same time, Shep Casey and Catherine stumble into a search scene at Wendy's apartment, where Robert and Guy are digging for anything that ties the case together. Faison pivots back to Anna and tries to pull her closer. He asks her to return to Wyndemere with him, but she has a surprise. At Wyndemere, Faison drops the mask of casual flirting and moves into possession. He proposes marriage and asks Anna to move to him to Switzerland. Anna keeps her composure, but she's relieved when Sean interrupts the urgent news. Dawn is missing. Almost immediately, the investigation spreads. Robert finds missing Midvale newspaper hidden in Wendy's room, confronts Charlene, and begins building a tighter picture of who's been lying and why. Meanwhile, Decker regains consciousness in the car, and Dawn remains unconscious beside him. Anna brings Felicia back into the PI's office and admits what she's really doing. She tries to put Faison out of their lives without giving him an excuse to tighten his grip. Shep Casey turns up at the office fishing for details, looking for a story and pushing Anna's patience. Faison follows with a showy escalation. Flowers arrive at Anna's home with an engagement ring, as if the proposal was already accepted. Anna shows Robert the ring. It's not romantic, it's pressure. When Anna goes to Wyndemere, she's told by Faison has left abruptly. He hasn't. Robert continues working Wendy's connection and orders checks on Clayton. At the same time, Scott deliberately creates an opening to search Robert's office, digging for what Robert knows. Anna's anger finally breaks through when she sees the portrait Faison has commissioned. Anna, Faison, and Robin pose together like a family.
That would have been a really good painting for them to have in that room that they were keeping her in.
Oh,
they should have had that on the wall.
Oh, that would have been great. Yeah, because that's creepy.
Remember how she's been kept in that room and she's been talking, she's been talking with Faison.
Hanging above the couch.
A copy. Remember, I called you in when they showed the cigarella?
Yes.
And so they had just given her the book, also the Crystalline Conspiracy. Mm-hmm. They should have also had that painting.
Yeah, hanging above the couch. That'd have been creepy as all heck.
How many people still
while she was passed out?
But how many people would still know all this though? Would put all it together?
Anna was the only one in the room. No,
I mean, like you just said, if they would have had that painting in the room, how many people would actually remember that?
A lot.
No, I'm being for real.
Yeah,
like,
no, a lot.
For real, enough. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that it wouldn't be like, what is this? Now, someone new obviously probably wouldn't know what it was.
Right, and that's why we do this show.
Yeah. The choice is calculated and cruel. She tells Sean and Robert she wants nothing more to do with Faison. That's sad. Poor Faison. He was just trying to be nice.
Really?
And say, hey, I'll give you a place to live. I'll give you a nice life.
You make a creepy picture, a family portrait of you and some other woman and her kids, and it's poor him? I don't think so.
But look at all the time and effort that he put into getting that done.
Oh, my God.
Come on, he was trying to be nice. That's a thoughtful gift.
I'm concerned.
Okay, see, Faison's a nice person if you look past the kidnapping, the murder, the chopping people's hands off, if you look past all that stuff, he's actually a rather nice fellow.
Shannon, if you need help, blink twice.
Yep.
Yeah. Where was I? It's true. If you do look past all that stuff, he's a rather nice little dude. Yeah, he's a nice dude. Audience would agree with me, right? Audience, that's right.
I would accept Faison's romantic gestures from you.
Right.
now.
Wow.
None of you guys were like after your
Wow.
first date on your
No,
second.
but I'm just saying, hey, listen,
Wow.
my husband is saying he thinks that Faison's a nice dude and that he's just trying to do nice things.
Okay,
I would appreciate the gestures that Faison has done for Anna.
no, you would accept that now. If on the second date he would have showed up with a portrait of you, him, and your kids, you would have been like, "What in the heck?"
The phone would have been. I would have been blocked. She would have had a new phone
Right.
number.
Profile
would've moved.
deleted.
They would have moved. No. Wants nothing more to do with Faison. He tells. Okay. She tells Sean and Robert she wants nothing to do more with Faison. You heard that part, right? Yeah, I already read that. Okay. Sean responds with something practical and dangerous. He tells Robert about Ramondo, a man who might be able to remove Faison if they can meet his conditions. Faison leaves town again, just long enough for everyone to question whether it's real. Robert wants to go to Ramondo immediately. Anna insists on going with him. Robert refuses and says he should go alone. While Robert leaves, Frisco takes over the Wendy case. Catherine worries enough that she follows Robert to the airport, but Robert minimizes the risk. He says goodbye with forced charm, then disappears into the mission. In August, Robert is in San Cristo, meeting a local boy named King and getting his first glimpse of a woman named Electra. Catherine follows him, installs herself across the hall, and refuses to be left out. Robert attempts to reach Ramondo undercover, but the disguise doesn't hold. Ramondo sees through him. Robert's cover collapses, and Robert is taken into custody. Back in Port Charles, Faison receives renewed orders to dispose of Anna. The pressure on him increases. He is given a deadline to bring Anna fully into the organization. Anna tries to keep Robin from reading the Alpine Express and nearly tells her the truth about why Sinclair is dangerous. In San Cristo, Electra offers Robert a path out, but it requires obedience and risk. Robert learns he's on an execution list. He's on an execution list. In Santa Crista, Electra offers Robert a path out, but it requires obedience and risk. Robert learns that he's on the execution list. Yeah. Electra gives him a poison to simulate death. Robert drinks it, is declared dead, wakes up in time to escape, and flees with Catherine. They board a plane back towards Miami and discover King stowed away. Robert returns home with grim news. Ramondo won't move against Faison without Roman gold. A new mission forms. Find the DVX heads who each hold a gold coin. Anna volunteers to go back to Wyndemere, and when she arrives, she notices Faison wears one of the coins in his watch. Anna agrees to marry Faison.
Was it like on a wristwatch or a pocket watch?
It was on his watch. That if he
I think it's the back of the watch.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't.
I was trying to picture it.
Picture the watch on the that thing that you take on off the back of your watch, like a regular. You know.
I don't know why I know that, but yeah.
Yeah. I forget. It's not just called a cover. There's an actual name for that.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, the cover essentially.
The back cover. So Anna agrees to marry Faison. Then she does one thing she's been holding back. Tells Robin the truth. Who Faison is, what he did, and what she is about to do to stop him. So what have we learned, our boys and girls? She's marrying Faison to try to stop him.
Okay. So does that marriage count?
It's a work marriage. She's doing it as a job, or her job. Wait a minute, I said that wrong.
Marriage is a job.
I feel like it doesn't count, but financially, I want half of Faison's assets. Heck yeah, that'd be a lot of
I don't think he really
money.
actually has assets. I think he's just a con man.
See, Faison's a nice dude, and he has all that to offer, you know.
He has to have some type of assets if he can afford all that security and everything. So I want half of what he's got.
I think he's printing his own money, though, you know. Or he invested in gold, hence why he wants the gold coin.
All right, there you go.
Okay. From there, the con tightens. Anna searches Faison desks, finds fan mail and faxes, and begins to suspect the letters are coded communications. She obtains a fax, works with Sean and Robert to decode it, and keeps pressuring until she breaks the code. Once she does, their plan shifts from guessing Faison's moves to intercepting them. Anna uses Robert's contact with Faison as bait to reach his computer. Robert goes to Spoon Island to meet with him about writing. While Robert distracts him, Anna gets into the systems and sends a message to the DVX that forces a response. The team rigs it so Faison's outgoing faxes are redirected and monitored. Anna plants bugs in Wyndemere and to capture evidence of the coin-filled watch. Jacques grows suspicious. Robert has a replica made of Faison's watch, and he and Sean set a meeting trap at the airport. Ramondo appears at Robert's cottage and watches surveillance of Spoon Island, then agrees to help if they get the 4 coins. Ramondo also wants King. King overhears. Catherine refuses to allow it. With Anna's wedding approaching, the pressure becomes brutal. Anna drugs Faison long enough to swap the watch. Jacques warns Faison Anna can't be trusted. Faison discovers one of Anna's bugs. At the same time, Robert and Sean confront DVX agents who hold King hostage, and Robert bargains for the coins. Faison realizes his watch is a fake. Robert gives him a head start, 30 minutes to leave town, before Ramondo is sent after him. The case shifts, but it doesn't settle. Anna leaves for Midvale on another job while Robert and Catherine swing back into volatile intimacy, fighting, breaking things, then pulling back together. In the middle of a crowded stretch of missions, politics, and investigations, Anna receives a package from Ramondo. Inside is confirmation. Faison has been taken care of.
What?
What? Well, that's kind of an open term, though. He just said Faison's been taken care of. That could mean anything.
It really could.
Doesn't mean he's dead. Could mean just he's beat up. He's thrown in jail. He's being held hostage somewhere. I don't know why you do that to such a nice guy.
Okay, so I know that I said that we were going to be breaking this down by times that Faison was on the show. However, I did not take into account that I didn't know JD's cadence yet when it came to reading things, which is, I am used to writing things for Amanda and I to read. And so it was written that way, and now I know going forward. However, we did record the second half of part 1. But we are just not going to release that right now. We are going to stop here right before 1991. So we got through 1990.
To hear my book report on 1991.
It's not a book report. You didn't do it. You're the kid that would have stolen my homework.
No, I'm not.
You are.
Well, if I did steal your homework, the first thing I would have said when I saw you was, "Hello, Anna."
So.
Or would you prefer young Cesar? Hello, Anna.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. There's something about the deeper voice. Just gonna say that.
Hello, Shannon.
Anyway, as I was editing, I realized that this was gonna have to be a 2-parter. That's also why Amanda's not on the ending. So yeah, next week we will definitely be releasing part 2, and then going forward, we are also going to give JD a break, and we're going to do it how Amanda and I typically do. We're actually going to join in with him because that is a lot.
It was interesting about Cesar, though.
But yeah, I'm sorry. Like I didn't take that into consideration when I was writing it. So, but yeah. So thank you for hanging in there through this. I'm looking forward to it, though. I know that you really enjoy Faison, but
I do, and I think my audience is going to enjoy the second part of Cesar Faison, or should I say 1991 Cesar Faison.
91 and 92.
Yes.
So I guess we'll see on Monday if he's finally shown up this week as we recap this week's shows.
Have a good weekend, everybody.
Oh, everybody. Amanda doesn't say everybody.
Well, I say everybody because I'm talking to my audience here.
You do have fans.
I do.
Okay, we'll meet you at the pier.
Meet you at the pier.
No, you say bye.
Oh, okay. Bye.
If you enjoyed today's show, we invite you to go to peer54podcast.com to subscribe on your favorite platform. Don't forget to leave us a review.
And you can also follow us on many social media channels. Just search for Peer 54 Podcast. Also, we are not perfect, so if there is something that we missed or messed up, just let us know by emailing us at peer54podcast@gmail.com.